Hello, my name is Sindhar. I'm the MD at People HR. Today I'm going to talk about the reporting function within People. There's two types of reporting in People. The first one is the graphical infographics reporting, and the second one is the query tool. The graphical reporting is really designed to allow you to produce really high quality graphical reports which you can share with your peers, other managers, the management team, and they're designed to get people to sit up and think about some of the information that you're presenting and to take action. So let's take a look at some of the graphic reports to start off with. They can be accessed by clicking on the reports menu here, and we'll go into the top facts about our company. The top facts about our company can be made so it's only available to administrators, or if you prefer, you can actually share it with managers or managers and employees. And this report is very quickly just telling me this year how many employees we have, what the gender breakdown is, what the breakdown is by full, part-time and other, nationality, absence rates, combined experience, and some age profiling. So it's a useful report to give an overall demographic of your workforce. And there's quite a few of these fixed reports, so I encourage you to take a look and review them. They do require some data in the system, so you will need to have some information in there. And part of our data migration process when you're a new customer of ours is that we will load all of your historical data as well, and there's no charge for that. The great thing there is that then you can start to produce high quality reports with useful information, including comparisons from previous periods. Now let's take a look at the query tool. The query tool is actually a tool that I like to call the "can you just tell me?" because one of the challenges that you face as HR is you're always being asked to provide information, and usually the person who asks you for that information expects that it will take you just 2 or 3 minutes, and of course 2 to 3 hours you're still pulling together various spreadsheets, exporting information from various systems, and you're sitting there and thinking, where's all the time gone? So the query tool has been designed really to tackle that particular issue. So let's see how that works. The query tool can be accessed from the left hand side. Again, this is a tool that's available to administrators. It can also be made available to managers. When managers use this, then they're only restricted to the information that you want them to see. And here I have a list of all previous queries which I've written, and I can click on them to go into them. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to create a new query just to show you how easy it is. So this has been designed to be used by HR. You don't need to be technical. So on the left hand side is all of my different areas. So I can choose salary information, for example, employment details. I can choose information about holidays or absences. And if I've designed new screens, those screens can be reported upon here as well. For the moment, I'm just going to go back here and choose salary. And what I'll choose here is gender. Then I'll scroll to the bottom and choose the salary amount. And I'm going to choose a salary effective date as well. I think that's fine for the moment. Okay, maybe I'll just add department as well. So if I hit next here, the next part of the screen, I can just skip over it, or I can use it to really define the filters. So the filters are a really powerful concept within the query tool. It allows you to define the type of information that you want to see. And you can, for example, just see information that's about one location or a specific department. Or you could just see everybody who started in the last year, or people who left within the last 3 months, for example. And you can combine those into any combinations that you want. So it's a really cool way of making sure that the data you're looking at is as refined as you want it to be. So let's have a look at that. So for example here, I could choose gender and then simply select whether I want to see all female or male. If I go to department, I can say, well, I'd like to see everybody whose department is in finance. So that's fairly straightforward. If I was to choose a date, this is where the real fun starts to happen. I have lots of information. So I can see everybody who's had a new salary increase this year, or last month, or this week, for example. I can also do something called point-in-time reporting. Point-in-time reporting allows me to see what the situation has been in the system at a given point in time. So if I wanted to see, for example, what were the salaries in my organisation a year ago, I can use the as-at reporting concept here. So we can do that with anything, staff turnover, absence figures. So it's a really cool way of looking at historical trends. For the moment, I'm just going to make sure that I've got no filters applied, and I'm going to go into the next screen. And this report, I'm going to call it the gender reporting. Oops, I'll spell that correctly, gender reporting. And that's it. Once I've saved this report, it's always available to me. And if I click on it, I'm always going to get the latest data. And here's the results. So this screen is now showing me all the information I've asked for. Just a few things here. I can set reminders. So if I want to be reminded to run this report on the first day of each month, I can do that and the system will tell me to do that. I can decide whether I want to include history or levers, so it's fairly straightforward there. And I can also export this data. So if I want to export that to CSV, let's go ahead and just do that now. And I'm going to open this. I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to open it in Numbers. Here's all the information that's been exported from the system. Okay, so that's really cool. And here's my results, so I can simply scroll through them and have a look at this information if I want to on screen. What I can also start to do is to group things. So I could simply drag and drop the gender up to this area here, and now I can see a breakdown of 18 female and 13 male employees. I can expand that, so I can see who actually makes those groups up. And then if I'm doing a presentation and I need to get this information into a PowerPoint or into a keynote, I can click on the chart option and we start to get various charting options. So here I'm just having a look at the breakdown by gender. So it's 18 female and 13 male. But what I can start to do is I can start to look at some of the actual monetary values. So if I wanted to look at an average, I can now say what's the average salary amount, and we've now got a salary report showing the average salary by male and female. So I can change the type of chart as well, so I can use a pie chart if I want to as an example. So you can see here why we call this the Can You Just Tell Me tool. It's because it's designed to answer questions really quickly and make very light work of the data that's in the system and allow you to report upon it in any way, shape or form that you like. I hope you enjoyed this video, and there's plenty of other videos to watch that explain the people system. Thank you for your time.